Rangers sweep the White Sox. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Texas Rangers Roundup podcast. I'm RD. Ooh, you know, it's not like it was like an amazing series or anything like that. The White Sox really pressed the Rangers in 3 out of 4 of these games, but they did get the sweep. I mean, you're playing the worst team in baseball right now. I think they're on track to like lose 140 games, something, 120 maybe. I don't know what it is. It can't be 140, but yeah, it's bonkers how bad the White Sox are. Rangers needed to get this series, get these wins in the series, just to kind of gain some confidence and catch up a little bit in the ranking or the standings. Let's just hop into it. I know I sound kind of defeated, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't. I should be happy. We all should be happy. They did exactly what they needed to do, and let's go. Let's go. All right, game 1. It actually got pushed to extra innings. Crazy enough. Rangers end up pulling this one out in 10. White Sox score 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Rangers 4 runs on 6 hits, had an error. Hernandez gets the win. He's 3-0 with a 4.10 ERA. Wilson gets the loss. He's 1-6 with a 3.25 ERA. Again, it came down to the extra innings. Nail biter. Langford walks it off. Yeah, Rangers put up 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 9th, and 1 in the 10th. White Sox 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 9th. Oh, they scored 1 in the 1st as well. So, but yeah. Congratulations, and some people, mainly Houston fans, were making fun of the Ranger fans and the Texas Rangers. They're like, oh, yeah, look at you guys can barely even beat the worst team in baseball, but while they're getting their ass clocked, by Athletics, Oakland A's beat them. But anyhow, you can only beat who's in front of you, but the fact that the White Sox are testing you like this is a bit much. And I say a bit much. They were 27-75 coming into this game. And that's just terrible, right? I mean, they are terrible. But for some reason, Rangers struggled. But they did get the dub. Let's be happy about that. Langford obviously was your player of the game. He's your fan and MLB vote here. He went 2 for 5, had a double, struck out, had an RBI. Leclerc, your top performers are Leclerc. He threw 2 innings, gave up no runs, had 0 hits, 4 strikeouts. Fede, I can't ever remember how to pronounce his name. He threw 6 1/3 innings pitch, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Tavares went 1 for 3, a homer, RBI, and a run. Both teams had 2 home runs apiece. White Sox had 15 total bases versus the Rangers 13 total bases. White Sox had 2 stolen bases, Rangers 1. Rangers left on 8 versus the Sox with the 7. Again, the lone error was by the Rangers. I mean, it was a fun game to watch, right? Decent. It was all right. It was a little back and forth, but yeah, it shouldn't have went to 10. It should not have went to extra innings, but it did. They got the dub. Congratulations. But yeah, Langford, that's his first career walk-off. Awesome stuff. And then you move on. Game 2. Rangers barely pull this one out. I mean, I don't understand what's going on, but White Sox put up 2 runs on 5 hits and had an error. Rangers 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Gray gets the win. Good job there, right? 5-4 now, 3.73 ERA. Crochet gets the loss. He's 6-7 with a 3.07 ERA. Yates gets his 18th save of the season, 1.22 ERA. So, Gray threw great, right? Rangers lead the game off. They score 2 in the 1st, and then they tack on the extra run in the 8th to go ahead. What can you really say? John Gray was your player of the game, the fan and MLB vote. He's one of your top performers. He threw 7 2/3 innings pitch, or I don't know why I'm saying innings pitch at the end. Had 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 0 walks. Smith was your number 2 player of the game here, or top performer. He went 2 for 4, had a double RBI, a run, and a stolen base. Crochet got he's a third. He threw 4 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. Not that bad. Just not a lot of action in this game. I mean, it is what it is. Only 1 homer was by the White Sox. Sox had 10 total bases versus the Rangers 7. Rangers had 2 stolen bases. They're the only 2 in the game. Rangers left 6 on. Sox left 3. And then, of course, they had the lone error. So, again, kind of another really low-scoring game. The Rangers' bats were just not there. It's crazy how they're just being shut down by just middle-of-the-road pitching. Nothing crazy, but it's like, okay, well, you made it, right? You got the win. But this is a little unnerving. And then you're like, all right, let's move into game 3. And this game was very close until the 8th inning. Anyways, Rangers, let's start with the Sox. Sox put up 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Rangers 10 runs on 15 hits, no errors. Eovaldi gets the win. He's 7-4, 3.31 ERA. Flexen gets the loss. He's 2-10 with a 5.25 ERA. Rangers come out of the gate, score in the first, put up 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then boom in the 8th, 6 runs. I mean, the White Sox, they countered. They took the lead. They put up 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. That's where they got the lead. Then the Rangers came back, and that was all she wrote for the White Sox. Seager homered in the first, which got him going. He's his 19th of the year. So I don't know, but the like I said, another low-scoring game until the 8th inning happened, and then it was just everybody. Everybody just went bonkers. Grossman hit a bomb, and just Nathaniel Lowe homered as well. Player of the games were Adolis Garcia. He got the fan vote, and Corey Seager got the MLB vote. Garcia went 3 for 5, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Seager went 4 for 5, a homer, a double, and an RBI. Your top performers, Eovaldi, he got the win, 7 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and had 10 strikeouts. I just mentioned Seager. He's a top performer, and then Lowe was your third. He went 2 for 4, homer, walk, 4 RBIs, and a run. The comparison here, Rangers had 3 homers versus the White Sox 1. Total bases, Rangers 28 total freaking bases. This is awesome. White Sox had 7. Only stolen base was by the Rangers. Rangers left 9 on versus the White Sox leaving 2. Only error of the game was by the White Sox. Another low-scoring game up until the 8th inning, and then the spark happened. It just, the bats erupted. You're like, okay, awesome. And Eovaldi was on the mound too. I was actually kind of nervous. I was like, are you kidding me? They're going to put up 1 run, and Eovaldi's on the bump. He's 7-4. Dude should be really should have 2 more wins, maybe 3 more wins, but that's not the case. But they get the dub, struggling against a bad team, but they blow it open. Leads us to Thursday. It was just kind of a nerve-wracking, low-scoring, absurdly low-scoring game. I went ahead and I was looking at the money lines, negative 300 for the Rangers. Let me get the cover the 1.5 run, the run line. Nope. 2-1. White Sox 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. Rangers 2 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Scherzer gets the win. He's 2 for 3 with a 3.57 ERA. Cannon gets the loss. He's 1 for 5 with a 4.43 ERA. Robertson gets a save, second of the season, 3.02. Leclerc came in and pitched really well as well. Now, Scherzer, he actually he moves up on the all-time strikeout list. Is also, he passed his previous teammate, Verlander. I can't think of it, but yeah. I think he moved up to 10th all-time. It's amazing. So he's your player of the game, fan vote, MLB vote, everybody. 6 innings pitched, gave up an earned run, 9 strikeouts. Gave up a walk as well. He's your top performer. Simeon was your number 2. He went 2 for 4, a homer, RBI, and a run. Lowe went 2 for 3, a double, walk, and a run. Only home run of the game was by the Rangers, obviously Simeon. 14 total bases for the Rangers versus 6 for the Sox. 1 stolen base by the Sox. Rangers left on 8 versus 4 for the White Sox there. No errors, clean sheet for both teams. It was a wild game to watch, and they were introducing. They were talking about the home plate umpire. It's like his first year. He's up from the minors or whatever. His strike zone is wild as hell. It was kind of tough to throughout the entire game, he would let pitches that were 2 balls off the plate, inside or out, go. That's a strike. And I was like, Jesus, man, it was bonkers. And it's like, okay, his first game, maybe he was a little jittery, something like that, but it was a crazy-ass called game. I was checking out some, I was sitting there looking at some Tavares getting thrown out at second by an absolute laser by Lee. It was just a wild game, but it was a wild week of, and we're only on Thursday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, full of baseball. And, you're like, okay, you beat a very bad team by 1. It makes me slightly nervous heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because they hit the road. They're going to be going to Toronto, take on the Blue Jays Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is 6:07 time, 2:07 for Saturday, and a 12:37 on Sunday. They're going to remain on the road for another 3 games that go into St. Louis. We'll talk more about that. Hopefully, I'll fire up the computer on Sunday night It should be Sunday afternoon. I should have that thing locked and loaded by Monday. But, luckily the Toronto Blue Jays, they're dead last in the American League East, but that's nothing to really – they got 46 wins. They're 46-55 with a 455 win percentage, 14.5 games back on the Orioles. They're 23-27 at home. Good for the Rangers, right? Sub 500 at home. They're sub 500 on the road as well. Not doing so hot. Now, listen, the Rangers have moved up another half game. Both the Astros and the Mariners were off on Thursday. So Rangers are 51-52, one game back from 500. They're 2.5 games back on the Astros. Let's go, right? They're 29-23 at home, 22-29 away. That's something that scares me. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Someone said they were 11-15 or 11-14. I think it's 12-14 or 12 wins out of the last 14 games. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's like seriously melting right now as I'm speaking. And you know what? The cool thing was a terrible team was in town, and the ballpark looked great. The fans were involved. Even during the day game they had, awesome. There's over 30,000 people showing up during the week. The whole stadium holds 40,000. I'm like, 3/4 of the way. Call it, man. That's good. Good for them. They're getting the support, and even when they're struggling, they are struggling. But hey, you can only beat who they put in front of you. But yeah, they should have kind of handled up the White Sox a little bit better. That's my only complaint, is that they didn't dominate like I feel like they should, but they have been struggling. And hopefully, they're at home for a 4-game series against the Sox. Now they get to hit the road for a handful of games. And it is against, worse teams. Let's be honest. Like I said, Toronto's in the cellar in the AL East. Now, St. Louis, they're above 500. They're second in the Central, and I'll get more into them hopefully Sunday, like I said. So here's some injuries and moves. Dane Dunning got activated from the 15-day IL. I'm sorry, I'm struggling today. I really am. Josh Young, he'll actually be in Frisco with a rehab, doing his rehab assignment this weekend. So I hope to make it out there because I like going out there. It's a fun little ballpark. They do have, it's funny because they do have like little like drink specials and stuff on Thursdays, like Thirsty Thursday and whatnot. And it is a lot of fun. It's a cool ballpark if you haven't been out there for the Rough Riders game. All right. And so yeah, that's really the main things that popped up for at least being activated. There's nothing else really about injuries or anything like that. Let's take a look at the probable pitchers for the next 3 games. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as I mentioned, the pitch times earlier. You got Heen Dog hitting the bump. He's 4-10 with a 360. What is that? I don't even know what's going on here. Everything looks crazy. All of a sudden, I'm on MLB Rangers probable pitchers roster.com. It's in Espanol. It's crazy. A 3.60 ERA with 101 strikeouts. At least I know what these are. Going up against Yusei Kikuchi. He's a lefty. He's 4-9 right now with a 4.54 ERA, 125 strikeouts. So that'll be a tough little matchup for the Rangers. I mean, it's not like an ace out there, but he's not terrible. But all these pitchers got above 4 on the ERA. Next up, you have Lorenzen taking on Kevin Gausman. He's a righty. He's 8-8 with a 4.55 ERA, 109 strikeouts. And then on Wednesday, you're going to go up against Jose Barreras. John Gray's hitting the bump again. Barrios is 8-8, 4.08 ERA, 92 strikeouts. Oh my God, I am sorry. Obviously, no promotions going on right now. I hope everybody got out there and got the Jonah Heim bobblehead. It came out on Wednesday. Obviously, you're not going to have promotion games, unless you're at home, right? They don't get back home. No promotions until August 2nd, so just make sure you're aware of that. I've already mentioned the next, I think, the World Series ring is going to be Nathan Eovaldi. It's on August 15th when the Twins come to town. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Again, I'm still slightly nervous. They needed this. They needed the confidence to get these 4 games to win, to move on. But they didn't do it in dominant fashion. Quite concerning, but they are gaining ground, right? Astros have lost a couple games here and there. Seattle seems to be spiraling out of control. They had some serious injuries going on over there. Rodriguez, I think, hits the IL as well. He got hurt. I saw a picture of him laying on the ground holding his ankle, his shin, ankle area. So I was like, oh, man, it's like, that sucks. But, it's time to start going forward. It's almost August. let's get going. Let's take a look at some batting stats or whatever. Here's your team leaders for the Rangers. Josh Smith leads the – you know what? Let me refresh. I just want to refresh to make sure. Okay, Josh Smith still leading, batting average 286. Corey Seager's leading the team in home runs at 19. Marcus Semien with 53 RBIs. Josh Smith, OBP, 384. And then hits, Marcus Semien's at 101, baby. That's awesome. Now pitching, it's all Anthony Eovaldi, baby. He's got you in wins. He's got 7 and leads the team. ERA, 331, and he's got 104 strikeouts. Kirby Yates, 18 saves this year. It's awesome. And then Robertson on his holds, 21. So there you go. There's your team leaders. I'm not going to look at like how they stack up against the rest of the league because why do I want to get depressed? Why? Anyways, the boys hit the road. Make sure to tune in, watch, support. You can follow me on X, TX Rangers Pod. Post. I try to add stuff as I go along, share notable stuff as it comes out as well. I'm trying to do an update on the AL West standings, along with some other things happening around the league and with the Rangers specifically. And then also on YouTube at Texas Rangers Roundup Podcast, posting shorts, homers, plays of the day, things like that. And then also, if you're listening to this, you can, if you're on YouTube, you can check it out. I hope to have video up maybe later this year. I just haven't done it yet. We do live video every single week on Strikeout Beer. That's our original podcast, Alan and me. And we do live streams. There's audio, video, shorts, everything like that. And I don't know why I've refused to put the Rangers Roundup on YouTube as far as video-wise, but it is what it is. Go over to YouTube, drop a subscription. It's free. Put the little noti bell on. You could see some like little highlight clips and shorts and whatnot. And then obviously follow me on X for no reason at all. Anybody else ready to go? I'm ready to go. Hey, y'all have a great week or a great weekend. Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers! Let's go Rangers!
Thanks for listening to Roundup.